thought it was a pertinent to have a conversation. So, what I wanted to talk about real quick, and I hope you guys can hear me. I'm trying not to talk very loud. What I wanted to talk about was Kamala Harris. Hell yeah, Kamala, the hopeful, the one y'all wanted to win, the chick y'all wanted to win. Well, Kamala, if any demonstration, let me put something to you. Kamala raised a lot of money. She raised a lot of money, a lot of money. And she still has support coming through in the afterwards. Kamala raised a significant amount of money, up into the multi millions by the time she had announced she was running for president. And most of that support came from women naturally, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's what she did with that money. She spent it on the likes of Meg Thee Stallion, spent it on the likes of Michelle Obama, spent it on the likes of many other different celebrities, including Oprah, that she had join her. And I said to myself, I said, yo, wow. So you want to know how much Kamala was spending a day? Now, mind you, she just started her campaign like, what was it, midsummer or something like that? So she had just started her campaign then. Do you know how much money she spent? Do you know how much money she spent? Y'all was gonna blow your mind. If this was any indication of how she was gonna run the states, the country, if this was any indication, this woman was spending $450,000 a day on advertisements. And I mentioned this to y'all earlier, but I didn't go into detail because I was just mentioned it as I want to talk about it later because I didn't know the numbers. $450,000 a day. What do you think that she was going to do for the country if she was spending $450,000 a day collectively for multiple states that she saw a stronghold in to win on advertisements? Shit, for $450,000 a day, you could have ran 24 hours a day on every social media site there is. Literally. So was that an indication of how she would have ran the country if she was spending $450,000 a year? This country would have been in turmoil. Now, I'm not saying nobody else could spend $450,000, but $450,000 and you ain't even in. That's just to get you in. She spent close to $1 billion. On top of that, she's 20 million in the hole now. This is the woman that y'all was potentially going to try to get elected, Kamala Harris. She spent $450,000 a day since around about June, July, whenever Biden stepped out. So subsequently after that, she was paying for advertisements and everything else, trying to basically what we call in media, trying to force feed you. So you will vote for her. And she still ultimately lost. And even behind her almost spending $1 billion or based on 450K a day, not only mentioning that, but she 20 million in the hole, son. $20 million in the hole on top of all the donations that she took and spent. And this is why I say to people when they talk to me, hold up. You ain't got nothing to say to Kamala Harris about where she spent her donation money, but you telling people don't donate to me? That is crazy. $1 billion. That's the GDP of some countries. And she spent that in a couple of months. And this is, and she 20 million in the hole. She used y'all's money like it wasn't nothing. And she got Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Michelle Obama, Oprah Winfrey. None of these chicks would do this pro bono. I thought y'all believed in her. None of y'all would do this off the cuff. I thought y'all believed in her. Oh, I believe in Kamala. Kamala's in it. Nobody believed in Kamala. They believed in Joe Biden, if you want to be all honest about everything. Kamala just happened to be the only option they had. You know? $450,000 a day for advertisements Camilla was spending since June. It marked up to almost $1 billion. And on top of that, she owe out $20 million, with some of the creditors are saying they might not even get paid. I'm like, Jesus freaking Christ. And this is the chick they wanted for president. She would have had us in the dumps by next December. You understand here? She would have had us in the dumps by next December. Yeah. Good thing she's gone. Good thing she's gone. Because if this was any indication of where she would have taken the country, you know what I'm saying? So moving on, I want to move through these two first because I got one main one I want to talk about more in depth than any others. And this is this thing with Johnathan Majors. Yeah. Yeah. TT, and I'm talking to this blogger named TT. That's all she need to know. She need to know. Little light-skinned gal. You know what I'm saying? TT, check this out. You ain't got a lie to kick it, homie. You ain't got a lie to kick it, homie. I'm going to say it to you one more time. You ain't got to lie to kick it. Remember that, man. Nobody ever told you that. See, you try to be a real bitch on the camera, but you're not. It just resonates as you as a fake chick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you was definitely the motherfuckers. Like, oh my God. Like, I think I'm gonna try out for cheerleader this year. Oh my God. You was definitely that bitch. You know what I'm saying? No doubt about it. Ain't nothing wrong with being that bitch. But when you are that chick, you gotta play your position, man. And see, one thing I know about you and I've gathered from you, you have a heavy disdain for men of color. You like to paint them as criminals. And I've noticed that with a lot of women of color, a lot of times they try to paint men of color as criminals, as horrible people. They have the worst assumptions about them or whatever the case may be. She's a regular for this. She's had a history of this. She's been online for a couple of years now. You know, she did it with Kanye. She did it with a couple other black male stars, whatever. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me if y'all don't do anything else. And if you know me, put my Cash App in there, $sign STRINGERBELLA0. I said hit the like button, 15 niggas disappeared. That's hating at the highest right there. Because it only takes like 2 seconds to hit the like button. That's hating at its highest. Don't matter. You brought up a story tonight, TT, that was 3 days old. You know it's 3 days old because the only report of that story comes from one fucking outlet. All right, one outlet. And you said multiple outlets were reporting on it in your report. Isn't that what you said? You said multiple outlets reporting on it. You said multiple outlets was reporting on it, right? And so y'all know I ain't blowing smoke up your ass. Cause let me tell you something, TT. If Johnathan would have split from Megan, however you want to pronounce it, I bet you I would have known before you knew. How much money you want to bet on that? I bet you I would have known before you knew. I would like to see you argue that one with me. That would be hilarious. See, I don't have to get online and pretend I'm somebody and talking like Christy Love from the 70s. Ew, shook. She really makes a mockery of black women, to be quite honest with you. Hey, Jada, what's going on? She kind of makes a mockery of black women. She tries to talk at baby, ooh, child, and all that shit. Whenever if you're a black woman, you hear a bitch start talking like that, get the fuck away from that hoe. For real. All right? Seriously. That's for black women. If you ever hear a bitch talking like that, get the fuck away from that bitch. That bitch means you no good. So I'm going to enter in here. Johnathan Major splits from Megan Good, which I knew that was a fucking lie. That nigga loved that bitch. All right? Now, and I don't mean calling her bitch. I know what I'm talking about. 3 days ago, as you see right here, 3 days ago, see that right there? See, it's the top one right there. Johnathan Majors and Megan Good slit. And look who the publication is against it. Media Takeout. Oh, yeah, you can trust them, can't you? Bitch, you ran with a story from Media Takeout on your channel. Now we know we can't trust you. She ran with a story from Media Takeout. And I just showed y'all. I'll show y'all again. Media Takeout. She said, Well, now the numerous sources are saying it. See, that's why I told you, you got to watch for these witches and sorcerers out here. I told y'all a couple of months ago, I said, we're entering an age of witches. You see that media takeout is the only person that reports on that. The next report after that is from December 18, 2023. You know how I know that was? Because I was there at the trial, covered the whole trial, was sitting right in front of Megan. And there's a video on my channel where I come out the courtroom and I tell you, I was sitting with Megan and Johnathan Majors. This is a fact. I'm sitting here saying this in front of the cops and the bailiffs, and they, what the fuck, they gonna look at me like I'm stupid? The rest of the media gonna look in there like I'm stupid? I was in there the first day in the courtroom, and they put me with Johnathan Majors, his driver, and what's the name? I had him on a video here a million times over. This is not a lie. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Depp, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, I put in the work, and then when I see chicks be online and they be lying, and you talking about, like, first of all, you trying to break up their relationship or some shit, you and media take out. Seem like motherfuckers like y'all like to see people in peril and pain and disgust and drama and trauma. You know, they love each other. Let's make them hate each other. You know, that seems to be the mantra. Let's all be fucking unhappy together. You know what I say? I say, fuck you. If you sit around and you that's all you want to do is you want to see somebody's demise all the fucking time, there's something fucking mentally wrong with you. That's all I got to say on that. There's something wrong with that girl. And I don't know what it is, but it's between the twitching you do on camera and the kiki kiki and like the points of when she laughs at certain shit. I'm like, bitch, why are you laughing at that? That shit ain't even funny. Like she couldn't sit around us. She sit around us, and sooner or later, one of my homegirls or something gonna be like, yo, bitch, what the fuck wrong with you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, on some real shit. Like, I don't know. Like a bitch like that, you best sitting up in your house talking that shit. Let's put it that way. You ain't coming outside with everybody talking that shit. You ain't coming on the block with that shit. And baby, ooh, child, let me take all that shit. Come up to Harlem with that shit, bitch. They'll laugh you ass off the block, you fake ass motherfucker. I don't like that bitch. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't like that since she sat back. And I'll give you that much. You cut off talking about Puff kids and you dissolved it down to talking about the adult kids. What am I supposed to feel funny? Bitch, you spent 4 days talking about a baby. You understand what I'm saying? Like when a bitch do that shit, you lose all points with me. Like you sit around and make fun of a 4-year-old kid because they missed their dad. I don't give a fuck if the dad was Puff or Rasputin. You understand what I'm saying? That's their dad. That's a kid. Kid don't know no better. Kid's 4 years old and she mocking the kid on a podcast for like 5 days straight. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you, bitch? That baby don't know what's going on. You said fuck the little girls, his daughters. I hear a lot of niggas coming out their mouth. Well, I heard a motherfucker come out their mouth today and say, well, before we were scared to say something about Puff. Now that the federal government's got involved, we feel protected. I said, we got niggas online talking about they feel protected by the federal government. God damn. God damn. Niles was right. When we start the revolution, all they probably do is squeal, chill. Who are you talking about? I don't do all that, and I don't even know you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Why you in here asking who I'm talking about? Just flow along. If you don't know who the fuck I'm talking about, have to fuck offline. Nosy ass bitch, nigga. Hold on, let me take this jacket off so I can block your whole ass. I hate a nigga to be coming in there asking shit like that. Who are we talking about? None of your fucking business. Why? So you can run over there and tell him? Well, I hate a whole nigga like that. Let me get this whole ass nigga out of here. You shouldn't even put Mr. anything in here. Well, how long you been on here? You been on here 13 fucking years. Nigga, you been on here since the creation of YouTube. You got 3 subscribers. You a full-time troll. Get the fuck off my page, hoe nigga. That's what them hoe niggas do. If y'all surprised why I talk to them like that, let me tell you. I've been doing this for 5 years. All these motherfuckers got the same trope. Understand this and learn this as an upcoming YouTuber. All these motherfuckers got the same tropes. You understand what I'm saying? So when they come in, they say some shit like, who are we talking about? They know who the fuck you talking about. They just want you to say the name so they can run over and be like, guess what so-and-so said, da, da, da. Nah, bitch, nigga, I don't need no courier. If I need something to be said, I'll say it right here on the channel. That bitch know I'm talking about her. Fuck you mean, who we talking about? That bitch earned that shit. And she knows she earned it. That's the fucking point. You know, outside that YouTube screen you be in front of, you know you earn that shit too. So that's why I play coy here. You understand what I'm saying? TT. I don't say your name because I don't want to get that serious. I just want to speak to you. That's why I say you. You know what I'm saying? I say it the way I do. I don't need no motherfucking carriers. These niggas always want to be carriers. Guess what so and so said about you? Nah, I know what the fuck I said about chick. I said it right here. Bitch, don't let this motherfucking YouTube get you confused with real life. You understand what I'm saying here? Like in the real way. That ain't no threat or nothing. That's just reality. Don't let this motherfucking YouTube fuck up your real life and your real bread. All right? Now, let me tell you what I am. So you're very clear. Before I'm the dude that you see before all the other shit happened. I'm the guy that's sent as basically a silence. You understand what I'm saying? That's spelled SOLACE. I'm a silence in the morning. And I come along and I tell you, hey, if I were you, I cut that out. And then at that point, you make the decision on whether or not you do that. And depending on your decision is whether or not other things come into play. You know what I'm saying? Such as, well, since you're such a big fucking mouth and you like to talk about shit all the time, let's see what you really know. How about a couple days in court? There's a lot of things that could be said about what you said, TT. You said some very bad things. But you fucked up today when you said something about Johnathan and it ain't true. And then you push the narrative talking about, well, multiple sources have said there ain't no fucking multiple sources, bitch. I just looked the shit up. It was only one person, media takeout. And you rolled with that shit because you needed a story. And for all you niggas that sitting out here applauding this little light skinned bitch, y'all niggas is corny. Like for real. I heard a couple young niggas say that shit. On that shit, I ain't say you corny, period, nigga. But I'm just saying on that, y'all back in that bitch, y'all niggas is corny. That bitch a fraud, nigga. What I say? What I say? Back in the day, that's why niggas would have said it. So what's wrong with saying it now? That bitch is a fraud. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all niggas know that bitch is a fraud. And y'all sitting up here because y'all want to fuck her. You understand what I'm saying? That bitch a fraud, B. You know what I mean? And like God, like God, like the fuck. I'm like, how y'all watch this silly bitch? Like this bitch sound like she 13, 14 years old. And they sit up there and applaud this bitch. She's doing a great job. Knows the fuck she ain't. That bitch ain't shit. And y'all know she ain't shit. That's the basic bitch that sit up on the corner and anywhere in New York, Connecticut, wherever fuck else, and just be yappity, 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 yappity all fucking day. You guess what happened with it? A couple years ago back in the game, niggas wouldn't even fuck with a bitch like that. They would have been like, get this goofy bitch the fuck up out of here. Y'all know I'm right. Y'all know I'm right. That's the problem I be having with y'all niggas. Y'all niggas know I'm right and everything I'm saying right, but for the sake of YouTube, y'all niggas want to act phony. Like, I don't like that shit. Don't speak to me in the street, nigga, if you rolling like that. Like, I don't fuck with niggas like that, bro. Niggas know that bitch lying, and they like big it up. I don't like niggas that do shit like that. So anyway, listen, TT, you keep on doing what you doing, ma. You understand what I'm saying? Keep lying to your crowd, but stop lying on Johnathan Major. Stop lying on Puff. Stop lying on this kid. You look phony. And the more and more people start digging into you and they start seeing what you really about, because you've been through this before. Remember the shit you was doing with the Kanye shit and the Kim Kardashian shit? Niggas called you out on it. You had to pull back for a minute. Then you did some other shit. You fell for it. See, some of her supporters know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is easy obtainable information. You know what I'm saying? So from the bottom of my heart, I can't even respect you because you out here talking about 4-year-old kids multiple times and your fucking bullshit ass crowd sitting there like, yeah, go TT, talk about the 4-year-old. And that one black woman came out and said, yo, maybe we shouldn't be talking about the kids. I go to show what type of fucking people you draw attention as a crowd. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button since y'all over here creeping and steeping. You know what I'm saying? I go to show what type of people you draw in. You know what I'm saying? Because there ain't no person of any merit. We was talking about integrity one day. What type of bitch has integrity? Sit there and talk about a 4-year-old kid repeatedly, day after day after day, so she can get a couple fucking numbers. What's the integrity of that, bitch? Huh? No answers, huh? Okay. So you know what I mean? Now I don't play that shit. I don't give a fuck if it was Puff's kid, my kid, somebody else. You talking about a 4-year-old kid to get views? Fuck you. You understand what I'm saying? Like you will feel the same way. Someone talking about your 4-year-old niece when you're TT. Someone talking about your 4-year-old daughter when you're TT. So why you out here talking about somebody else's fucking daughter? Like, come on, man. Leave the girls out of it. Bitches said all kinds of shit. Now, we don't do names over here. I don't know you. We don't do names. For all I know, you got sent over here. You're going to run back right over there. I know the game, man. Trust me. Anytime a motherfucker, her name TT, that's who. So you figure it out. I don't know you. It's be coming over here after blue and shit. Who are we talking about? None of your fucking business, bitch. That's who. If you don't know who the fuck I'm talking about, none of your fucking business. Hop the fuck off this bitch. You know what I'm saying? What's good? I know who that is. What's up, B? Hey, yo, look, homie, let me tell you like this, right? I don't know you, but I've reached out to Breeze and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Just naturally. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not Breeze talking or anything like that. You may or may not remember him. I'm going to say this to you. I don't care about what the fuck you talking about. I really, really don't. I'm going to tell you why I don't care. I don't care because I wasn't around when you was around. So I don't know what the fuck you saw or didn't see. Is that fair? Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody brought that up to me the other day or whatever. And I was just like, nah, I don't even know Son. I never met Son. You know what I'm saying? I'm familiar with Barnes. I'm familiar with Gene, but I ain't familiar with something like that. But ain't no love lost, you know what I'm saying? Tell your story however you tell your story. What I have a problem with is niggas that make up stories. Like a lot of these niggas and a lot of these bitches that be out here with these podcasts. That's the problem I have. You know what I'm saying? Stop throwing salsa marinara for the shit. Like, nigga, if the story is straight and it's stick. It ain't gotta have no marinara, no extra cheese sauce, nothing like that. It's just gotta be like fluid. You know what I mean? So you ain't gotta add shit. Niggas be trying to add shit to the story to try to like bounce out and stick upon everybody else and shit. I think that shit is corny. Like nigga, if you gotta lie, like, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna call him Anton Levy. All right. Anton LaVey been listening to me because today, the first thing he comes with Aleister Crowley. Well, that's where Anton LaVey got his inspiration from. And sir, everything pointing would say you got your inspiration from Anton LaVey. You know, when Anton LaVey was on his deathbed, he said, my God, what have I done? Because he was a Satanist. And he was larger by many rights than Aleister Crowley. Many people will tell you that. So that's when I heard that shit that he was saying over there, like Gandalf the Grey. Yeah, it was like Harry Potter, Gandalf the Grey, Glinda the Green Witch with the crystal. Well, you're a green witch, huh? I knew who you were as soon as I seen you. See, all the pagans and witches and all that shit, they all the same order. We all know this internationally. They all the same order. Shout out to Jonathan Majors, Megan Good. Y'all keep going strong. Until I hear something solid, I'm gonna do some research some more. I do different type of research with shit like that. I don't need no Google. The fuck. So we talk about Anton LaVey, Gandalf the Grey, and motherfucking Harry Potter. Because that's who all three of these motherfuckers look like. They look like a Celtic bunch of witches. You understand what I'm saying? And I'll make it very vivid for you. I don't like you motherfuckers. I'm going to tell you why I don't like all three of you motherfuckers. I don't like motherfuckers, not because you chasing the story or you got the scoop on the story or something like that. You know the inner workings of Bad Boy Entertainment, where you can look at all three of you motherfuckers and look like ain't neither one of y'all three been to a bar in 10 years. One motherfucker fucked up on the show. He didn't even catch himself to the last part. Nigga said, when I got out of jail, I said, oh, get the fuck out of here. He said, when I got out of jail. I said, that's what solidify you. When I get out of jail, let me show y'all something. I did this because comparative reasons. I told her, you know, I believe everybody, well, we believe, and since it's open, sí, estas son santerías, tú sabes, claro que sí, en la mente, en el corazón ahí, tú sabes, esa mi gente alá, en la mano, tú sabes, claro. But let me show you something, right? Espíritu, tú sabes, esta por la gente, este blanquito aquí, entonces son 12, la pantera, tú sabes, no, la pantera. Look at the similarity. Somebody thought I was exaggerating. That's Anton LaVey in the black and the white. He's the leader of the Satanist church. Now look at this nigga. Look at Anton LaVey. Look at that nigga and look at Anton LaVey. Look at this nigga and look at Anton Levy. Very similar, right? Almost doppelgangers. It's almost like he was spit back to Earth in reincarnation. Look at Anton Levy. Look at this motherfucker. Look at Anton Levy. Look at these motherfuckers. This is the niggas, the Huggy Panthers, aka Jaguar Wright, sitting over there talking about. I know you motherfuckers were listening to me the other night too. You understand? Because you bitch ass niggas what you came back with today. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, make no mistake about it. You bitch ass niggas. I see what kind of game you running. I told you I love a white pimp. You had Gandalf the Grey on there with you. You know what I'm saying? Gandalf said, yeah, I just got out of jail a little while ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm a solidified motherfucker. I've been trying to tell this puff story for 20, 30 years. Well, nigga, where the fuck were you at? Because I never seen you before a day in my fucking life. No, what you meant was you was chasing a story, you ambulance chasing, story catching motherfucker. Might know who the fuck you are. Yes. There's another dude that I actually interviewed, black gentleman. I'm gonna throw his interview up. He just did another interview tonight, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw his interview up or whatever. I knew who he was from the get-go. His shit sound more legitimate than that shit you talking about. I was trying to put all this together. This is my big break. And then you fucked up another time doing the podcast. You said, oh, yeah, this is the time to do it. This is the time to do it. I'm glad when niggas say shit like that. This is the time to do it, huh? Like the motherfuckers be pointing out cases and shit, and then we find out the shit is fake. But they didn't add it. You mean that time? It's go time. That's what you meant? Man, you suck ass motherfucker. Listen, right? I know y'all over there with Bugsby, right? The nigga interviewed Bugsby, act like Bugsby was his friend. Bugsby said, I ain't telling you niggas that. Fuck you, nigga. Yo, ain't no Texas motherfucker fucking with nobody from Europe, nigga. Fuck out of here. Not in the real way. People get a net worth of 10 million or more shouldn't be allowed to make political donations. I mean, you could say that. Australia is considering that because Australia, speaking to them, they're considering wiping out political donations all in the hole. Did you know that? Yeah. So Australia has also done some great things. I don't want to knock down Australia. Yeah, no, we're not talking. I got people I know from Australia and Wales and a couple other places. No. That ain't what this is about. This is about Anton LaVey, Gandalf the Grey, and Harry Potter. These motherfuckers look like fucking characters, dog. I said, how the fuck Huggy get linked up with these niggas? You fuck over there fucking around with Euro trash. What the fuck wrong with you, Huggy? Huh? I swear to God, every now and then I always want to smack her on the ass. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Peanut? Over there with that fucking Euro trash. Trying to pontificate. Those ain't nothing but slave masters. You ain't understand that? Those slave masters right there. Oh, old bread slave masters. Slave masters want to be slave masters to pimps to come from a heresy of fucking criminals, prostitutes. That's what that. If you don't know, Australia was a former prison colony for Britain. So all that trash, religious zealots and everybody, they drop them off right there in that little fucking island. That's why you got all the crazy animals and shit down there. They was hoping to kill the motherfuckers. That's why you listen. With all the shit they got going on in Australia, listen, they got flesh-eating amoebas. They got fucking sharks every fucking where, all kinds of animals you never fucking heard of. What else? What's that shit called? Sea lice, all kinds of shit you can get in fucking Australia. Australia is not a place you want to go and fuck around. It's a lot of shit that happens there. There's animals there that you've never seen anywhere else. Where the fuck else you ever seen a koala bear? Besides New Zealand, maybe. Anybody? What the fuck else you ever seen a fucking Tasmanian devil or half the other shit they got out there? So it was a remote place and they put them out there because they knew it was barren. Same thing when they did when they occupied Canada. They was like, who the fuck wants to live here outside of a few spots? Because Canada is mostly fucking cold. Just like the Northeast is fucking cold half the time. So these weren't desirable places that they entered or whatever. They went to these places because they were trying to get rid of their trash. The people that built up including the French, that colonized up there in Canada. A lot of people consider them Euro trash as well. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I know European people call people Euro trash. That's where the term come from. But Jaguar been sitting over there with Anton LaVey, Gandalf the Grey. I said, this how old is this old relic looking nigga? This nigga look like a relic. I don't think he looked like he was in a Kevin Costner movie. What's that Western with Kevin Costner? He looked like he was a nigga. Like I was like, yo, is this nigga for real? This nigga look like Gandalf the Grey, B. Like the fuck a real time. I knew this stuff about Pop years ago. I was like, nigga, what parties were you at? Like this answer that for me. Like maybe one part you was at Memorial Day weekend, son. Like nigga, about that age you look about 70. So that means you had to be like 45 back then. He's old ass white man trying to cash in on a moment. Then I told y'all yesterday, I said, listen, there's two types of podcasters out here nowadays. It's niggas that really did it, actually been in the music business, no friends, have friends in the music business, etc., etc. And then there's these wannabe motherfuckers that try to force feed you their podcast because they ain't got shit going on. And if they older, make sure you watch for them because you'll see they do shit that don't matter. What they do is open up and have conversations. They don't really, how can I say, they don't really give you nothing grounded. They just have a conversation. They can't give you a first-hand view. They can't, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I knew some of the players. You know, they can't say none of that shit. Only thing they could do is regurgitate. Like the nigga was literally, what's that documentary from they did out there, LA? I think Big Midwest was part of that shit too. But the nigga was regurgitating everything he had heard in the documentary that Gene Deal was in. I was like, yo, this nigga's wild. And to the average motherfucker that don't think or is slow or not privy to how a certain ilk of white men work in society, let me tell you something. You think rich white men are the problem. No, 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 no. Rich white men will tell you your true problem is poor, unaccomplished white men. Oh, those are the most dangerous motherfuckers in the world. Let me tell you something. Those Wahoo motherfucking Trump supporters y'all be talking about, that's what makes them up. All the Bible Belt state motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It used to at one time be the Dixiecrat states. The Bible Belt states used to be the Dixiecrat states. But Democrats, an older version of the Democrats when they were separatists and segregationists and shit. This is the truth. You can go Google right now. There's a poster will come up. It'll say the Democratic Party is for the white man. The Republican Party is for the Negro. And they ran those two posters in the 1920s, 1910s, and a couple other decades after that, up until almost the 1970s, when racial rhetoric like that. It slowed down around about the 1950s. But those posters were element of that. So when you see, and I hope we don't take this too personal, but it's the truth. You're a lower elk white man. You might be a smart. Listen, I know motherfuckers with tattoos all over their face. They can put together fucking transistor radios and shit. That don't mean shit. That don't mean you're a fucking genius. That is, I'm talking about your DNA strand. I can look at your DNA strand, homie, and tell. You know what I'm saying? You don't come from the best of Privy. If I had to make a guess, the reason you had a Sheila on there with you the other day is because you're probably a John, aren't you? Huh? Yeah, you look like an archer. So I mean, he knows what I mean. I ain't gotta say too much on that one. I ain't gotta say too much on that one. But Gandalf the Grey, your research is finally complete, right? What was all three of y'all to say, which I really want to say? It's like y'all don't really fuck with niggas. Like let's keep it real. Can we put it on the front line, y'all? Y'all don't fuck with niggas. Come on, stop it. Y'all don't fuck with niggas. Like listen, I guarantee you, they look all three of them motherfuckers can't come up with four black friends. All three of them motherfuckers can't come up with four black friends. I guarantee you. What up, Javon? I'm trying to tell you. So, like, if I'm listening to the today, I said, yeah, this nigga definitely listened to my podcast, or somebody went back and told him what I said. So he tried to start talking about Aleister Crowley. I said, no, we ain't talking about Aleister Crowley. We talking about you, Anton LaVey. Y'all think I'm joking? Listen, so this so y'all know I ain't exaggerating. I said this shit on my podcast earlier today. I said, yo, this motherfucker look like fucking Anton LaVey. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't know who Anton LaVey is, he was the leader and the founder of the Church of Satan. And there's Anton Levy in the black and white, and that's the gentleman I'm talking about. And y'all trying to tell me y'all don't see the similarity? Oh, come on, man. You gotta do better than that baby oil shit. That just mean you like boys. Anybody thinking about baby oil at 1 o'clock in the morning and talking to another man? You into boys. And I'm gonna treat you as such. I'm gonna dress you as such. This is this nigga. This is Anton LaVey. Y'all don't see the similarities. Huh? Y'all don't see the similarities. Y'all don't see the similarities. Huh? How Umar say that shit? Don't you think that's odd? Don't you find that suspicious? Yeah, I moved it down so y'all can see a little bit closer. These motherfuckers look like fucking twins. This shit is almost scary, Sean. Look at these motherfuckers. Y'all don't see that shit? Now, there's not much difference between them. And I broke that down earlier, but I'll give you another round at it in a quick speed version. This motherfucker right here with the circle around his hand color, he's a podcaster. This nigga's a pagan. This motherfucker right here is a Satan worshiper. You understand what I'm saying? Even more deep. I'm gonna go into that real quick. I'm glad you did say Anton LaVey was dead. And Anton LaVey's last words were, "My God, what have I done?" Why do you assume when you're talking to a man of color that I need fucking help or backup singers? I don't. I'm a highly intelligent man. You understand what I'm saying? Hence the name professional. And it's always stuck with me. You know what I mean? Listen, Anton LaVey died excruciating pain. He always, Anton LaVey was not Jewish, and we don't have those type of conversations in here. Goodbye. Let me tell y'all something real quick. We don't come in here making fun of ethnic groups and shit like that. If somebody gonna make fun of somebody, I'll make fun of somebody. I'm like Family Guy. I talk about every fucking body. I talk about white people, black people. I talk about everybody. You understand what I'm saying? This particular fit right now is this nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Now, many of y'all know in certain religions, especially tú sabes, la gente latino ahí, en la Greco, and tú sabes, ¿no? Many of y'all know that in certain groups, that people's souls and their whole essence, in some cases, can fall over into another body. They don't always leave this earth. Sometimes they go into another body, and that's what the soul eventually does in the reincarnation process. Sometimes it's in children. Sometimes a piece of that soul goes into another person because it is needed. Sometimes it goes into people, and you'll find that facial features resemble people. This is how you get that. Now, it's not just DNA strand, it's also that. And so I point out and I say, yo, this motherfucker look like Anton LaVey. Well, there's a reason behind it. And I talked about today. You want to see another example of what I'm talking about? Let me show y'all something else. See, I'll get a full, before I even go into all that, because then I would have to circle back around. Yeah, I'll make it even more clear for you, all right? Let me help y'all out a little bit more. So, let me show you the quick similarities. You see this lady right here? I ain't taking no shots at her, but you see this woman right here? You see she's got on green, and she's got on the crystal in her head, right? If she didn't have those what's the names on, those sunglasses on, she would look like something. Let's just put it that way. Now, I want you to understand this. What does this say right here? Witches and other pagans. Witches and other pagans. The first time I had a conversation with this one blogger, this was the first thing we were talking about. I was telling him how witches were practicing all throughout Brooklyn and the Bronx and shit like that. You know what I mean? In certain communities that they're not part of, but I am privy to and part of. And so I was telling him about this. Oh, I know a lot about this shit. More than you would care to know. And so, but la gente era barrio, tú sabes, los botánica. En la historia, tú sabes, pero la gente era la cubano, la dominicano, la colombiano, tú sabes, spirit, exacto. When you have people that sit around and they claim they delve into things like that, but they say they are pagan. Um, the people that surround them are like this. She's holding a crystal. Now you ask me, what's the significance of her wearing green? Why are you pointing that out? I got you. You see this right here? I know I'd seen that before because I've seen it in Cuban women before. Green witchcraft. Let me read this for you. So, this is so funny. You see that? It's called green. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Hold on 1 second. Let me take this out. There we go. Let me turn this way. There we go. Now y'all can see a little bit better. Let me show y'all something. Where's it at? Yeah, here we go. Green witchcraft. Can you guys see that? I don't know how well you can see that or not. If you can't see it, I'll come back to it. Let me see if I can get it to. Nope, maybe this way. Let's try this way. How about that? Can y'all see it at least? There we go. You see that? Green witchcraft. So y'all know I'm not bullshitting you as I'm reading this. Green witchcraft. Gordon quartz, also known as leadenite, is said to bring balance and harmony to green witchcraft practices. It's also said to enhance communication with higher realms and increase awareness of nature. Your diatribe, sweetie, that's all you were saying. Some other crystals used by witches may include amber, which is believed to be a grounded stone for higher energies, but specifically quartz. What's she holding right there? A quartz ball. Yeah, she does, doesn't she? Yeah, Vicious Luz knows what he's talking about. Yeah, Xena does look. Yeah. And what about the companies that do ancestry DNA research? Are we certain that they are not doing any genetic modifications, manipulations, and possibly testing cloning techniques? Are you also kind of saying some people souls are trapped in the dark spiritual kingdom with familiar spirits having something to do with it? No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I think that's your own interpretation, my friend. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit that like button. Over 200 people in a what's the name? And also make sure y'all support the Cash App here. Now, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'll reiterate it for you. Um, please don't put your own interpretations on it and take it as it is or what it is. What I mean is there's several different places that a lot of spirits go. You understand what I'm saying? Some go on to what you typically call heaven and hell, which are depicted in the epic Gilgamesh, all the way down to Dante's Inferno, the Divine Comedies. Then you have another realm which you are basically in limbo. You understand what I'm saying? Between both worlds. Then you have another where your body goes directly into a child, a child preferably being born. Then you have another version where you have your soul going into, or your soul, the remnants of your soul, or maybe your talent or your spirit, as some people will possess it, into living people that are still here. Because some part of your essence has not concluded something, so it finds it as a conduit. Depending on who you're talking to and depending on what religion you're dealing with, many people think different ways. Now, some people may believe that, some people won't believe that. I don't believe any pagan or witch would sacrifice with that. Priest would side with that. But you're not a priest, are you, Anton LaVey? No, you're not a priest. But you're something. You're something. And that's why I gotta learn old Huggy and the rest of the gals over there. Y'all need to watch this motherfucker. Oh, you watching well. Maybe you might have ran into a motherfucking fire and got 3 snakes on your back saying, whoa, goody my, we caught us alive one. Caught us alive one. Caught us alive one. You know? I think Huggy needs to come back over to the fucking round table and just start collecting asses and names. Don't run away from the squad in hopes of triumphant regard in the faces of certain individuals on the Euro trash side of the game. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't like motherfuckers like that. You are seeking to exploit our women to take down their men. And I have a problem with that. See, that's old, excuse my French, that's old white boy logic right there. Colonialism, to be more exact about it, right, Anton Levy? Right, Gandalf the Grey? Right, Harry Potter? Huh? Yeah. I heard you're an enthusiast too, Anton Levy. You like to got quite a little collection there, huh? Got quite a little collection there, huh? Don't worry, this ain't that type of game. I wouldn't have warned you. But listen, I will say this, Anton Levy. You be very careful whose women you trying to pimp. You understand? That's obvious one of them girls got a mental problem. She sounded like she was higher than motherfucking giraffe pussy when she came over there with you today. And bitch, yes, I'm talking to you. And why the fuck would you have a federal flight from New York City to motherfucking Miami, Florida? So you lied to that man. And that's why you said, make sure you have me back. What the fuck you think this is a series? Now, I don't give a fuck who's watching you out there. That's cool. I ain't got nothing to do with nobody harming you. And as far as I'm concerned, I can at least reach out and say nobody's after you. Okay? So you can go to sleep tonight. All right? If that's how you felt. But let's not make no mistake about it. Sweetheart, you've been in a mental institution. For a duration of time. And what you might be saying might be true, might be false. I don't know. Shit. I was around, but I never seen you around. It'd be a lot of motherfuckers that I was around for 17 years. Some of these niggas, do you not realize they give you time dates, but it's never more than 5 years? Because Puff and the rest of the crew of the bad boy didn't allow certain niggas to be around for a long time. You understand what I'm saying? Certain niggas that was only around for a short time. I've told y'all this story before. I said there's only certain motherfuckers that was been around for more than 10 years. And I was amongst them. You understand what I'm saying? Other people, they worked. That's why this girl, when she was telling her story, she's like, well, I was around from, what'd you say, 2005 to 2009, some shit like that. It's like less than 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? I don't even think you were around that long because niggas don't even let niggas go to parties with them until they've been hanging around for like 5 years. When creating magical beings, does the law of correspondence automatically create the opposite? I don't know, my friend. That depends on what angle of who would call that? Not Dianetics. What would we call that? It depends on what type of sculpture that you see of creativity. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what you believe in. Vince, if you're an atheist, you don't believe in anything. So why would I ask some point to a deity traditionally, like most people do? If you were a pagan, you believe in embracing sacrifices in the earth. So why would I ask you? You would say, well, man comes from trees, and doesn't trees come from man? You give me some philosophical fucking answer. If I ask you if the earth is round or flat, you'll argue with Galileo. You understand what I'm saying? There's no way of really winning that fight. And there's no way for me to interpret what actually how the transcendence happens itself because I don't know. Do you know any motherfucker that went to heaven or hell and came back and told you a story of how it was? Let's not play city and schematics. I don't like that shit. No, you'll find me very quickly not to be one of those type of people. I'm very serious, very, very serious, you know. And never make the mistake just because I don't articulate my words like you, that I'm not thinking like you or faster than you. That's the biggest mistake you could be. That's called presumptuousness. Don't be presumptuous. You understand what I'm saying? I might know what I'm doing right now. Did you think of that? Anton LaVey. Now, I don't like that motherfucker. I didn't mind Huggy as much sitting down with Piers Morgan, or it was another white dude she sat down with or whatever. But I saw this motherfucker. I remember this motherfucker from about a year and a half ago with Huggy Pampers. And he was over there with Huggy, and at that time, he was just kind of sneaking his way in there. But at the time, it was actually the one with the shaved head on the side or whatever. You know, you still told everybody what that haircut means in Celtic. It's a bunch of Sheilas and Johnny boys. I know, yeah. Oh, yeah, you some old Celtic motherfuckers, aren't you? I had a friend. He lives in Jersey. lives down there by Newport, and they're Gaelic. Yeah, they speak it too. Man. Yeah, Johnny Boy and some Sheilas. I got you. Johnny Boy and some Sheilas. Uh, Skeleton key. Yeah, I don't know about no skeleton keys. Skeleton keys is can open many doors. I don't open doors for people. Now I'm not your typical blogger. I don't sit around and gossip and I just say what I gotta say and I get the fuck out of here. I don't do all that gossiping or unnecessary gossip because it's worth fucking shit. You understand what I'm saying? The way that motherfuckers have been able to articulate lies and articulate conversations and shit out here and masterfully put them up against the public and make people get incentivate and incentivate and actually embrace these motherfuckers and bring them on real platforms like CNN and shit is beyond my comprehension. A lot of these people that are talking are mentally ill. You can tell that girl, Allie Carter, there is something wrong with that girl. That girl does not need to be doing fucking interviews. This girl, Andrea, today, there is something wrong with that girl. That girl does not need to be doing interviews. She needs to be in consultation with her doctor. That other lady, the one that got shot in the face, I forgot what her name is. Her own son has told her, Mama, please get offline. And this bitch consistently wants to stay online. You understand what I'm saying? Asking for cash apps every 5 fucking minutes. So I got to consolidate my life. She been on that motherfucking show more times than Jaguar have been on there. And Jaguar, actual star. Running around podcast to podcast with a tip cup out. Fuck out of here. Nigga, that shit didn't even make no sense. You looking at a man calling another nigga bald Chief Keef. Like, nigga, like, come on. Y'all got to do better than that, man. Like, say, I give you a chance again. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm going to give you another chance. Go ahead. Write something else. Because that shit was dry. You got to write something else. Are you really funny or I'm going to get at you? You really funny or I'm going to get at you? Huh? See, this is the problem, man. We told your mama to go down there. The choices from the get-go. Bitch ain't want to make the decision. Now we here stuck with your goofy ass. You running around here in everybody's inboxes and shit, running amok or whatever. But that shit could have just went down to choices and we wouldn't be sitting here with you right now. You understand? You ain't amounted to much. What you got? 10 years on this motherfucker. You got 32 subscribers. I told you, I ain't even have to look at your profile. You ain't got shit going on, man. Listen, man. Maybe you need some of that cheap key sauce because your fucking situation is terrible. Nobody give a fuck what you got to say, nigga. 10 years, you got 32 subscribers. Nigga, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. Nothing. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. The riffraff shows up, the nigglets and the everything after that one. You know what I'm saying? Because they just got to say something. All this woke shit is coming to a close, so they scared now. We moving to Canada. Niggas, bitches is talking about they giving up pussy for 4 years. Shout out to the Star Report for handling it. Bitches is out here talking about they ain't giving up pussy no more because Trump got elected. I was like, yeah, all right. Oh, shit. Did y'all know the strip clubs is closed? It's drying up. Did y'all know that? They said they had a 5,000% increase on motherfuckers making inquiries about moving to Canada. So a lot of people are choosing to move to Canada because they're so nervous about this Trump administration upcoming. I'm like, that's crazy. Furthermore, I'm sorry, because some of this shit is funny to me. Because it's like, to me, I look at it as like, I can't believe somebody's that paranoid that they actually believe shit like this. You know what I'm saying? But give me a second. Give me a second. Let me finish off with Anton LaVey, Gandalf the Grey, and Harry Potter. Harry Potter. I said these 3 fucking geeks. Where the fuck they get these geeks from? What you supposed to be, the new Harvey Levin? You're not Harvey. You'll never be Harvey. You somebody, but you'll never be Harvey. See, people make the mistake. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you about numbers, right? I helped sell records for 17 years. All right. Most of the albums that we put out, they would have a minimum of at least having 500,000 copies sold. That's how we shipped them out. Okay. This is where they have physical CDs and shit like that. So I know numbers, right? So say like you got 100,000 people that viewed your video within the first hour, right? And then finally maxes out at maybe 200,000, right? The population of most small towns in America is about 200,000. So that means you conquered a small town, okay? You didn't conquer the nation, you just conquered a small town. So they'll give you this inflated ego that you're bigger than what you are because you're able to profess these people in this small town, and AKA a big fish in a small pond. That's what they call it there. I live in Connecticut, trust me. We know this type very well. That's why I'm able to distinguish real quick because based on the ilk of, no offense, white folks I be around versus the ilk of white folks that exist that other white folks don't even fuck with. Tony Bugsby came on your show. And in all respects and manners, Tony Bugsby is a common man. His father used to shine shoes and shit like that, right? Kid turned lawyer or butcher, something his father was. Working man job though. And it was funny to me because they had him on their show. And Buzz was like, I'm not answering that shit. He said, I ain't answering that shit. I know you trying to trick around. And that's what like certain elk white men will do. They'll go into arenas and try to trick other white men. The white men of elk just be looking at them like, are you serious? Did you really try to pull that? I'm telling you, it's the truth. It's the truth. If you live here in Connecticut, you've been here in Connecticut most of your life or your life or generations, you know one thing. We get a very good, keen description of who white Americans are in different tiers. That's one of the benefits we got here because it's a very educated state. So it's very quickly when you get a conversation with someone, sometimes you can be presumptuous. But most of the time when you're talking to somebody, they'll say something, even if they're talking in slang, that's intelligent. You understand what I'm saying? That's always kind of been a shtick here in Connecticut. Not for the whole state, but for most of the state. We're the most intelligent state in the country. This is a fact. We got Yale fucking University here, House of Tonic, Quinnipiac University. That's where y'all get most of y'all skews and demographics from. Nationally, on national platform, New Haven University, House of Tonic, UConn, Yale, I mentioned. Who else we got here? And there's some other type of plant school or something like that here that's very big internationally. So, I mean, we got all of them there. We're also home with gun manufacturers. If you didn't know, Smith, what was it? Not Smith and Wesson. One that starts with a C. Colt. Colt Gun Company and Mossenberg Shotguns. The first military contract was facilitated right in Bridgeport. But altogether at one time we had something over 28 gun manufacturers. But the first gun manufactured in the whole country was manufactured right there in motherfucking what's the name? New Haven, Connecticut. Mass is not the education state. You know, have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. And if you came in here just to see, I don't like a motherfucker to just talk to be talking. Do you live in the tri-state area? Let's start there. Watch this. Do you live in the tri-state area? Go ahead. Do you live in the tri-state area? Just answer the question. And if you can't answer that question, shut the fuck up. Because I sick and tired of motherfuckers that don't live up here trying to talk about what's going on up here. Mass would definitely not go in the records as the motherfucking most educated state. That's why I asked you that. You from Cape Cod? Cape Cod is not motherfucking what's the name? Not motherfucking Mass, and you're lying. Where you grew up in Cape Cod? Because I've been out to Martha's Vineyard and Cape Cod. I've also been out to motherfucking what's the name? What the fuck is the name of that shit up there in Maine? What the fuck? Caribou. You know what I'm saying? So like, stop it, man. Stop it. Connecticut. Look, the shit even come up pre-made for me. I ain't even got to root it. Oh, nigga, they just ranked y'all that shit this year in a score of 3. So Connecticut's there. Yeah, according to a new study in 2024. Okay, all right, I give you that in 2024. But who the hell the shit for the past 40 fucking years? Connecticut. Y'all came in a skew. You're not pronouncing it right. Y'all came in a skew of 3 states. So Connecticut got bumped back to number 3, and it was Connecticut, Massachusetts. I was going to say Massachusetts, hell no. And Massachusetts, no offense, but it's a bunch of dummies up there. Among these subcategories, Connecticut is ranked first in gender gap in educational attainment, 6th in percentage of bachelor's degree holders. Connecticut is the nation's 3rd most educated state, according to new data now. This is in 2024. Okay, so prior to that, that wasn't the case. It was Connecticut. So I'll give you that one. Connecticut is now 2nd ranked to Massachusetts. Before it wasn't. Like it literally says that in this shit. Okay, so I'm not making this shit up. Oh God. No, this ain't what they taught you, bro. This has happened in 2024. Don't try to add marinara sauce to it. Like I always do this. No, you did. Y'all don't have more collegiate. Like, if you want to compare, what is it up there? What do y'all got up there? Y'all got Cambridge University up there. What's the one in Amherst? Amherst got like 4 different girls' colleges. 2024. Y'all just got that this 2024. I'm trying to think who else is up there. UMass, University in Massachusetts. It's not Columbia. It starts with a C though. I'm trying to think of it. It's not Columbia. Columbia is in New York. What is it? That's their college too. I can't think of the top of my head right now. But that's what Barack Obama and Michelle Obama went to too. I can't think of the name of it right now. Harvard. There you go. Harvard and MIT. Yep. UMass was the 80 and 9 system. Yeah, UMass sucks. I love this area. That's why that's why I snapped on you, because I'm like, well, I live at this corridor. This is New England state. So I can travel to New York, or I can travel to fucking Maine and Canada. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously. I take I-90, what is it? I-94? Yeah, we shoot straight up to Canada from here. I can shoot straight up. If I go on the highway right now, I can go so many directions. I can go I-95, that'll take me up into Rhode Island, but it'll take me to a different section of Rhode Island. It'll take me to Westerly, Providence, and all that. If I go through I-84 and go through New Haven, it'll take me to Hartford. That'll take me through Springfield, Massachusetts, and then somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but son, you do realize what we got here in Connecticut. You do realize the Bushes lived here for years, right? You do realize that most of the nation's presidents come from Yale University. You do realize that, right? I mean, like you are aware of that, right? All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are aware of that. Because the whole Bush family lived right there in New Haven. Jesus Christ. They were probably there 20 years prior to me knowing it. They've always lived in New Haven. It was after George Bush Jr., he lost his constituency. That's when they all decided to move back to Texas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Kennedy is up there, but like the Kennedys, they don't reign in politics like that. I mean, maybe the Bobby, but that's it. And I said, is it Bobby I'm talking about or Ted? It's one of the two. I know Ted. I think Ted is still alive, Ted Kennedy. But Bobby Kennedy Jr., I think he still gets mentioned, but they don't have the same power as they used to. The Shrivers either. They don't have the same power. You know, they used to be here in a section of Connecticut where I'm at. You know, I'll give you an example. The Shrivers had Kennedy Shrivers, they had somebody that came up missing in one of their estates right here, right here, right here. Yeah, Ted just passed. There you go. And so this was a Kennedy, and he never got convicted of this murder that happened back in the 70s on the estate right here in my area, like in my immediate area. I ain't gonna say exactly where, but here in Connecticut. And the girl that got murdered on the estate or whatever, they found it through DNA tracing and new technology or whatever. But this didn't happen until the 2000s. So, and I forgot what the dude's name is. I have to look it up or whatever. Matter of fact, here, I can look it up for y'all. What I'm talking about, I got to look it up. I'll be forgetting I got a second device. Hold on, I'll tell y'all right now. Murder case. It was an old murder case too. Yeah, look, it came right up. And they've actually had his trial too. Michael Shackle, Kennedy cousin, whose conviction in the killing of Martha Moxley was overturned, sues investigator of the town. Now this has happened January 3rd, 2024. But Kennedy cousin, Michael Shackle, Kennedy, this is coming from CBS News, so you guys can see it. You know what I'm saying? So you know that's her right there. This happened right here in my area. So Michael Shackle, Kennedy cousin, whose conviction is killing of Martha Moxley was overturned, sues investigators and the town. Kennedy cousin Michael Shackle's murder conviction in the 1970s killing of a teenager in Connecticut was overturned. Is suing the lead police investigator in the case in the town of Greenwich for alleged malicious prosecution, civil rights violations, and other claimed wrongdoing. The case made headlines worldwide and was the subject of a 48 hours episode, The Diary of Martha Moxley. Shankle, 63, the nephew of Robert F. Kennedy's widow, Ethel Kennedy, I believe that's what her name is. Is it Ethel? It's devastating. Hold on one second. This, yeah, Ethel Kennedy was found guilty in 2002. I told you I was in the 2000s of the 1975 bludgeoning death of Martha Moxley, who lived across the street from Shackle family in the wealthy Greenwich neighborhood, and whose body was found in her family backyard. Both Shackle and Moxley were 15 at the time. So this is a very long time ago. Yeah, Ethel, she just passed too, didn't she? She had to. She was old too. All of them, that's why I told you they don't hold the same power because a lot of them, well, yeah, but they let him out. That's the thing. And I think his definitely his political ties has something to do with it. The Connecticut Supreme Court overturned Shackle's conviction in 2018 after he had served more than 11 years, saying his defense lawyer failed to present evidence as an alibi. A state prosecutor announced in 2020 that Shekel would not be put on trial again and the murder charge was dropped. That happened right here in my immediate area. That's why I said, like, trust me, nigga, like, we grew up, yeah. You can't tell me nothing about stars. The real stars with money live out here. They don't live in New York. You know what I'm saying? Only motherfucker with money that live in New York is like, I don't know, Trump, few others, but not like Connecticut. Not like Connecticut. Yeah, he got out, man. He got out, and now he's suing. But yeah, that happened right here in my immediate area. You know, we remember that. Like, we remember when they arrested the nigga and everything else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we remember that. I remember seeing that shit on TV. I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know that update. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, yo, listen, this is the end of this all real quick. Shout out to Anton Levy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Gandalf the Grey. And if you don't throw that little rusty ass fedora you had on, listen, homie, hit me up, son. I'm gonna send you one. All right, it's on me. You not one of us. Stop wearing goofy fedoras. You look stupid. Look like you bought that shit off a fucking like you know the little wave points you stop at on the highway. Get something to eat. You look like you bought the hat in one of them stores and stuff. You look goofy as shit, man. Nigga, you too old for that shit. Tell me, we gonna get puffy with your elderly looking ass. You better go sit your ass the fuck down, elderly looking motherfucker. These niggas be looking elderly as fuck, talking bullshit and shit all the time, boy, don't they? Who's the devil? She's the devil. Who's the devil? Who's the devil? Kamala? Oh no, I was that far. I don't get into that shit calling people devils and monsters and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know how much shit, like, nah, I don't get into that. I let God decide that factor. You know what I mean? I don't get into that. But anyway, when Anton LaVey, Glenda the Green Witch, yo, don't be a green witch, all right? Like the earth is dissolving in America, and that's probably not the best fit for you. Maybe it was 150 years of the game, and you was trying to be an earth witch, it would work. Ariana, Adriana, whatever, Glinda the Good Witch. That's not the look for you. Stop coming on TV with crystals and shit. You know, fuckers think you nuttier than the squirrel shit, bitch. Stop. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna tell your story, tell your story. Stop looking all weird and shit when you're doing it. And I want to be an actor. You sound like a typical California broad too. And I want to be an actress. I'm also a writer. That's how them bitches be talking. And I'm also an actress. I'm also a writer, and I'm also a full-time singer. And I also teach, and I'm a stylist. That's how them bitches in California talk. I hold you. I will not hold you. Like you get them certain bitches up in like, God, I'm an actress. I'm also a singer. Like on the weekends, like I do like gigs and I do busting sometimes. And then like I bust tables as well. And I'm also like I work for the state of California and I drive a bus and I'm also a pilot. Everything. And I'm also an actress. I got a small role. And these bitches would think they keeping your attention with that shit. I be like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? Because I've been in Cali. I know what the fuck I'm talking. My sister lives there. I know what the fuck Cali about. What the fuck? Niggas don't even know TMZ is an area, nigga. Just ain't fucking. And I bake. And I'm like, okay, and so like I've got like I got edibles. Like I got like a website. Like you want to hear? Let me chime you. Okay, let me get it. Only state I know to use is chime. Like seriously. Yo, motherfuckers be using chime in California like that shit about to go out of business, nigga. Yo, all them niggas in Cali be using chime bank money. I swear, God. I ain't even gonna hold you. They either got the chime card or they got a who the fuck is a cash app fucking debit card? Can we start there? Listen, listen. I ain't trying to make fun of you, but if you over 30 fucking years old and you got a cash app motherfucking or a chime bank fucking card as your main point of interest in facilitating business, nigga, look at your life over. The fuck? Oh my God. Yeah, Cali wild, man. You gotta be ready for Cali. You know what I'm saying? But I got some good folks out there. You know what I'm saying? Many of them from my sister ex-boyfriend who grew up in Compton, rough part of Compton, and still got people there that are willing to do all kinds of shit evidently. But, yeah, I met that in person. I was like, God damn, I thought I was like, y'all niggas is nuts. I'm nuts, but y'all nuts. We match. You know what I'm saying? They was cool though. But yeah, man, shout out to Cali, man. I fuck with Cali, man. I fuck with Cali a little bit. But y'all women is doofier than a motherfucker though. Yeah, and I'm like an actress, and then like a singer, and then like a backup singer, and then like a teacher on the weekend. And I also milk cows. I run my own distributor. I got a grow spot. Damn. Oh boy. Back to the three boys: Anton, Levy, Harry Potter, and Gandalf the Grey. He tried to wear a fedora, nigga. You look ridiculous. And turned around and pulled out that gray bob. If you don't go, we're gonna get that dinner. I was like, somebody get this motherfucker Depends diaper. He about to shit on himself. This old motherfucker. We've been trying to get dinner for a long time. You know, right after I got out of jail. And this is if he was American. That's what made it worse. I was like, you embarrassing as a motherfucker, right? A case and go back like 30, 40 years. I'm really just willing to say, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, on some real shit. I'm like, if you got a case that went back years like that, I'm willing to say, fuck you. Why'd you say something then, bitch? So with them three gentlemen right there, I just say this. Huggy, keep your ass the fuck away from them niggas. Go back to talking to niggas. You just gotta find a better elk of niggas to talk to, okay? Let's just start there. Huggy, we always want the best for you. I told you I can't say you with your current situation. I told you this months ago. You were just like, he don't know what he's talking about. All right, well, you believe me now, bitch? You know what I'm saying? Like, you believe me now? You know what I mean? I be giving these motherfuckers warnings. Like, yo, nigga, listen to me. Like, if you don't trust nobody else on this shit, trust me on this one. I ain't, like, figure shit out. He there in the tri-state. He still talk to them niggas. There's a possibility this nigga knows something. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hard to figure out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what will you have? You fucking tired or something to figure this shit out? My point is like, you know what I'm saying? Not coming from our camp, but I mean, other facilities, you might have an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas in my camp really ain't worried about what you talking about. To be honest with you. That's why I tell you, just go ahead and say what you're going to say. But for other camps, they ain't feeling that shit. I'm going to tell you straight up and down. There might be some issues. I don't know. But I told you a long time ago, it's out of my hand. You know, I told you that on camera. I said, yo, it's out of my hand now. You know what come after that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Everything after that, you got to deal with on your own. All right? So, I did my part. I protected that bitch for a minute. I was like, nah, stall out, stall out, stall out. You can ask anybody, going to tell you the same thing, too. I was the main advocate for this hoe. Like, she know what I mean. That's how I talk. But I was the main advocate for this bitch. And I'm like, yo, the stall out, stall out, stall out, stall out. Repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? That's why it broke my heart. I was like, bitch, like, niggas, I be like, black people, like, no offense to y'all, like, black people, they always stupid for that shit, though. The niggas that be having their back, they turn on them. Like, you have, like, I swear to God, I've been through that with black niggas, like, fucking 20 times. The niggas that be having their back, they'll turn on them or treat them like they shit. All the time, B. And I'll be like, yo, so you was a fraud the whole time? And that's what I said with some of these niggas in the music game. I mean, we busy calling a couple of niggas out and asking for names, but some of these niggas, I'm starting to believe I was suckers the whole time. With that said, I'm going to say this. Anton, Levy, Harry Potter, and Gandalf the Grey. I know y'all going to turn up even more. Um, be my guest. Matter of fact, start gossiping more. We need you out here, buddy. All right, keep gossiping more. Spread more salacious shit. You know, do all that shit. Spread more lies on your podcast. We yeah, you're doing a fine job. You know what I mean? Fine job. Other than that, Huggy, if you go over there and sit with that nigga, you sit with that nigga. I'm getting a little tired here. But Huggy P, let me tell you something. I ain't Philly on the short side of the game. You know what I mean? Make no mistake about it. Don't get pimped, bitch. Don't get pimped. The key is don't get pimped.